Good morning, student. My name is Swati Sharma. Atmiya Green School, Jhareshwar Bharuch. Jai Swaminarayan. Welcome back. Now, our today's chapter. Today we are started our new chapter, that is Introduction to Euclid Geometry. It's class 9th maths. Okay. Now, introduction of Euclid geometry. What do you mean by geometry? Geometry is divided from the Greek word geometric. Geo means earth and meter means measure. Okay. In ancient Egyptian, Greeks, and Chinese are used geometry for surviving navigation, astronomy, and other practical purpose. Geometry fact and principle discovered and derived by logical reasoning were collected in the geometry test element written by Euclides. Euclides is a Greek mathematician and he is also called father of geometry. Euclid geometry basically is a plane geometry. What do you mean by plane geometry? In a geometry we have used two type of figure. First is plane figure, means 2D figure, and second one is 3D figure. In 2D figure we have learned about square, rectangle. It is called plane figure. And if we talk about cone and cube, it is called 3D figure. And Euclid geometry basically is for plane figure. Okay, now you know in ancient India, the geometry of Vedic period or originate with the construction of altars or Vedis and fireplace for performing Vedis rites. Square and circular altars were used for household ritual, while altars whose shapes were combination of rectangle, triangle, and trapezium were required for public worship. Okay, now Euclid gives some definitions axioms, and postulate. What is point? By Euclid gave some definition of point, line, and plane, but this definition required to define many other terms, and we may get a long chain of definition without an end. For such reason, Euclid definitions are not accepted these days. Mathematicians agree to leave such terms undefined. Point, line, plane are some geometrical terms which are not defined. However, we have an intuitive feeling for this geometrical concept we have. Point. A small dot marked by sharp pencil on a sheet of paper or a prick made by a fine needle on a paper are example of the point. A point determines a location in a space. It has no length, breadth, or thickness. We have learned in our previous classes what is point. A point determines a location in a space. It has no length, no breadth, and no thickness. What is line? A line has length only. It has no breadth or thickness. The basic concept of the line, it is straightness, and it extends indefinitely in both directions. The two arrowheads in the opposite direction indicate that the length of the line unlimited, that is, it has no definite length. Okay, a line has no end point and it consists of an infinity or uncountable number of points. Okay, so it's a line. It's a definition of line. You have learned is about line in your previous classes. What is plane? A plane has length and breadth. It has no thickness. The basic concept of a plane is its flatness, and it extends endlessly in all directions. The length and breadth of a plane are unlimited. That is, a plane has no definite length and no definite breadth. Okay, what is space? Space is a collection of all points in the universe. So a point or a line or a plane is a part of space. In fact, everything we look at is a part of space. Okay. Now Euclid gives some axioms and postulate. What do you mean by axioms and postulate? The assumptions which are actually obvious, universal truth are called axioms or postulate. Thus, an axiom is a statement which is accepted to be truth without proof. Example, if we add 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, it gives us a complete. When we add 2 halves, it become a complete. And if I told you sun rises in east, it is universal truth. Okay, means truth, the truth which are not change with time, that is called universal truth. The truth which change with time is called only simple truth. Universal truth means the truth which are not change with a time. Okay, now take one more example. If we take if I told you, now see axioms. Both axioms and postulate are assumptions which are obvious universal truth. They are not proved means इन्हें प्रूफ करने की ज़रूरत नहीं होती, ये ऑलरेडी प्रूव्ड होते हैं. ओके, बट दे आर यूज टू प्रूव अदर स्टेटमेंट. But these are used to prove other statement. Difference between axioms and postulate are, axioms are postulate are basically used for geometry. Postulate basically used for geometry, and axioms used in other maths, suppose mensuration, suppose arithmetic. Let's see, if I told you 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 4, it's a universal truth. If I told today what is 2 plus 2, you can tell me yes ma'am, it's 4. And if I told after 20 years, then you can tell yes, 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, so that is obvious and universal, that is called axioms and postulate. Okay, understand? But they are, with the help of these axioms and postulate, you have proved so it will prove other statement. Now, difference between axioms and postulate, what is the definition of the postulate? Are assumptions that are mainly related to geometry. Mainly means it is not necessary, it's mainly related to geometry. Okay, these are assumptions that are mainly related to geometry. It's only related mainly related to geometry. And what is axioms? Axioms are assumptions that are not mainly related to geometry. Okay, postulate are assumptions that are mainly related to geometry, and axioms are assumptions that are not mainly related to geometry. Understand? Means it is a universal truth. I told you difference between universal truth and simple truth. Okay, now so basically axioms is a statement which is accepted to be truth without proof. Okay, the assumptions that are specific to geometry are called postulate, and the assumptions that are used throughout mathematics and not specifically linked to geometry are called axioms. Nowadays, postulate and axioms are terms that are used interchangeably, and it is same sense. Okay, now what is theorem? A theorem, mathematical statement which can be proved by using axioms or postulate. Okay, so it is called theorem. Okay, and basically theorem is a statement which need to prove. Okay, which need to prove with the help of axioms and postulate. Theorem are statements which are proved using definitions, axioms, previously proved statement, etc. Okay, understand? A statement whose truth can easily be derived from a theorem is called a corollary. Okay, in this chapter you have learned about these four new words. First is axioms, second is postulate, first is axioms, second is postulate, third is theorem, and now next is corollary. Axioms and postulate are universal truth which is accepted to be true without proof. Okay, now theorem is a statement which can be proved by using axioms, or the other statement already proved is called the theorem. Now what is corollary? A statement whose truth can easily be derived from a theorem is called a corollary. If we use to prove something, okay, we use theorems to prove another theorem, then it is called corollary. Understand? Now let's see Euclid's axioms. There are 7 axioms for Euclid's. I will explain you. See what is the axioms of Euclid's. So first axioms of Euclid's is things which are equal to same thing are equal to one another. Okay, the first axioms is things which are equal to same things are equal to the one another. For example, if I told x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 5, so it become x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 5. So इन दोनों से क्या हो गया? x is equal to y. Means things which are equal to same thing are equal to one another. It's first axioms for it's Euclid's first axioms. Okay, things which are equal to same things are equal to one another. Means x is equal to y. Understand? Euclid's second axioms is if equal are added to equal, the whole are equal. If two numbers x and y are equal, okay, and we added 5 to both the side, then x plus 5 is equal to y plus 5. Okay, we use this truth in algebra also, okay, to solve the equations. Understand? So if we add 5 both the side, if we add 3 both the side, LHS is equal to RHS. Okay, so if equal are added to equal, the whole are equal. Now next is third one is if equal are subtracted from the equal, the remainder are equal. Means if x is equal to y, then if we subtract 5 from both the side, then x minus 5 is equal to y minus 5. Understand? If let x is equal to y, then subtract 5 from both the sides, so x minus 5 is equal to y minus 5. If x is equal to y, okay, then and then only x minus 5 is equal to y minus 5. Understand? Now our fourth axiom is things which are coincide one another are equal to one another. Things which are coincide one another are equal to one another. For example, x coincide with x means x is equal to x. Our second example, if we take a second example, AB is a line segment and CD is the line segment and both are having 5 centimeter, then AB coincide with CD. Okay, if we it is truth AB is equal to CD. Okay, because both the length are same, so we can say that AB is equal to CD. Okay, understand? Now our third example is if AB and midpoint is C, if a line AB, line segment AB, and its midpoint is C, then AC plus CB coincide with AB because it's a part of AB. Okay, so it's coincide with AB. Understand? Now AC plus CB coincide with AB, so AC plus CB is equal to AB. We can say that AC plus CB is equal to AB. Understand? Now our fifth axiom is the whole is greater than the part. If this is whole circle, yeah, if this is a whole pizza, then it's always greater than a part. Okay, it's obvious. Understand? Now our sixth axiom is things which are double of same thing are equal to the one another. Things which are double to the same thing is equal to the one another. If x is equal to 2p and y is equal to 2p, then x is equal to y. Simple. Understand? If x is equal to 2p and y is equal to 2p, then x is equal to y. Okay, things which are double of same thing are equal to the one another. This is 6 axioms for Euclid's. Now seventh axiom is things which are half of some things are equal to the one another. Okay, say x is equal to p by 2 and y is equal to p by 2, so again x is equal to y. Understand? If x is equal to p by 2 and y is equal to p by 2, so you can take x is equal to y. So it's 7 axioms by Euclid's given. Euclid's given 7 axioms. Euclid's postulate. What is postulate for Euclid's? Now Euclid's first postulate are a straight line may be drawn from any one point to any other point. Means if there are 2 points, we have joined them with straight line. Okay, I think you know it's a Euclid's postulate. Okay, a straight line may be drawn from any one point to any other point. Okay, now second postulate is a terminated line can be produced infinitely. If a line is terminated, it's produced infinitely. Both the side it's gone infinitely. See, okay, this is Euclid's second postulate. Understand? Okay. Now Euclid's third postulate is a circle can be drawn with any center and any radius. It's true. Circle can be drawn with any center and any radius. Okay. This is P and Q. The radius is PQ and small one is radius is OR. Okay. Now fourth postulate are all right angle are equal to one another. All right angle are equal to one another. If one angle is 90 degree and another angle is 90 degree, so we can say that angle ABC is equal to angle BCD if both the angle are 90 degree. Okay, if angle ABC we taking x and angle BCD taking y, then angle x is equal to angle y. Okay. Now fifth postulate are if a straight line falling on two straight line make the interior angle on same side of it taken together less than 2 right angle, then the two straight line if produced infinitely meet on that side of on which the sum is less than 2 right angle. If two straight line, अगर दो लाइन को एक लाइन कट करके जाती है, इन 7th स्टैंडर्ड वी हैव लर्न अबाउट इट, दैट इज कॉल्ड ट्रांसवर्सल एंड सम ऑफ इंटीरियर एंगल इज 180 डिग्री. वी नो ना, सम ऑफ इंटीरियर एंगल इज 180 डिग्री एंड इफ यू टॉक अबाउट, so we know it is transversal, but the condition is when interior angle, sum of interior angle is 180 degree, then when the lines are parallel. But here see, lines are not parallel. So the what is the statement? Statement is if a straight line falling on two straight line makes the interior angle on the same side of it taken together less than 2 right angle, means it is not 180 degree, then two straight line if produce infinitely meet on that side on which the sum is less than 2 right angle. Now see what happen. If we produce this line both the sides if we produce the lines, then the lines meet on that side. Let's produce the lines. Okay, so they meet that side where angle x plus angle y is less than 180 degree. Okay, that side they meet. Understand? That is postulate given by Euclid. Now these are main axioms and postulate given by Euclid. Okay, have a good day.